Review of The Rules of Money by Richard Templar. Yeah, so tonight we're going to review Rule 33 all the way through to 37. Yes. All right, so Rule 33 says, learn the art of deal making. So many people don't know how to make deals. Or some people say, oh, you have to cut deals, right? It is a skill that you must learn. It is an art that you must learn if you want to be wealthy. You must know how to make a deal. What do you have to offer for something in return? If I give you this, you give me this, Deals are great and they can make you money. They can make you money again and again, like cool money. It just requires you to be bold, to ask for what you really want, what you really deserve. Don't be afraid. What is the worst thing that can happen? Maybe a no. But be bold. It doesn't hurt. If they say no, at least you have flexed your muscle. You have tried. You have made an attempt, right? So it is something that you have to learn, to trade what you have for what you want. There is a guy named Kyle McDonald from Montreal, Canada. He made a good deal, as in all the way from just one single red paper clip to owning a house. He started making his deals. He made 11 deals. One red paper clip. You know what a paper clip is? I can't even find anyone near me. A paper clip. Right, he built a website offering to swap his one red paper clip for anything. He swapped it for a green pen in the shape of a fish. He kept on going and kept on going until he swapped something else for a trip to British Columbia, swapped something else for a recording contract, and then a house in Phoenix, Colorado. Phoenix, Colorado, admittedly only a year's lease. But hey, he said he was going to keep going until he is able to make a deal for a house of his own, that he would own his house from something insignificant. Imagine trading a sharpener for a house, right? All the way. He didn't do it all at once. He kept on going. In how many months? Just a few months, 9 months. He started making his way up from one deal to another. So if you want to be wealthy, you need to know how to make a deal. What do you have that others might want? Think broadly here, not just possessions like Kylie, not just something, it may be your time, it may be your skill, it may be your knowledge. You must have something that you can use to attract something else that you want. It may be your ability, it may be your effort, it may be your generosity, it may be your kindness. But learn how to make a deal, right? What is it that others might need, and what is it that you are willing to offer in return? Nothing goes for nothing, not even in this age and time. But look within. You may say you don't have money, but you definitely have something. So if you learn the art of making a deal, you can actually make a lot of money, cool money from that. All right, let's go to Rule 34. It says, learn the art of negotiating. This is one thing that I'm going to so emphasize to you, how to negotiate. So many people don't know how to negotiate. They tell you this is how much this thing costs, and you immediately go for it. Maybe because you have a lot of money, or maybe because you are afraid that they may insult you, but there is no harm in trying. I learned this from Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He's also into real estate. And I learned so much from the way he would make his real estate deals, how he would negotiate real estate in his favor. But at the end of the day, it's a win-win. Because if he doesn't pay the other party, it means that they are not going to release it. But you're going to be surprised that the other party is just willing to accept what you have to offer. So if you are going to deal and trade and swap, you have to learn the art of negotiating. Basically, it revolves around making the other person feel they are getting as much as you are. I'll give you this, you give me that. What about this? How about we do it this way? And all of that. I know how to negotiate a lot. If there's one skill I know how to do, it is negotiating. And I really, really love it. Like, I enjoy it. It's just interesting. At the end of the day, you'll be surprised that what you think the other person is not willing to accept, they would accept it. But don't make it feel like, oh, you are there to rip them off, or maybe you just want to cheat them. Right. Let it be a win-win thing. The art of negotiating will stand you in good stead in so many different situations. And we're not just talking about negotiating business deals, even in your marriage, even with your children. Negotiate with them. If you do this, I'll give you this. You know, they want some pocket money. Okay, what are they going to give you in return? Maybe they'll come on with an A. It helps them to want to work harder. Negotiate with your spouse. Negotiate with your friends. Negotiate in your relationships, even at your place of work. You're about to get that job. Don't just accept whatever is offered you. Negotiate your salary. You're going to be surprised. Some people don't negotiate because probably they also don't have anything tangible to offer. If you have something to offer, you will not be afraid to negotiate. Negotiate your salary. They are going to be enjoying your skill. They're going to benefit from your knowledge, your ability, your hard work, your competence. Tell them all the things that you can offer, that you bring to the table, and give them the kind of money that you want to earn. Yes, I've seen it time and time again. People negotiate their salaries, but if they just throw something at you that, oh, this is how much we pay you, and you accept it, well, it's your luck. Some other persons will come, the same qualification. They may not even be as qualified as you are. They may not be as knowledgeable as you are. But then they will negotiate for something higher. You can't blame anybody for that. So many people can be doing the same job in the same company, but earning different salaries. You have to negotiate. I remember the first job I got after my NYSC. I negotiated the salary and it was increased. Negotiate your promotion. That's another thing. Thank you. I've been in this office for the past 10 years. If I bring this deal, would you increase my salary? Would I have a pay raise? Would I have so and so incentives and all of that? But before you negotiate, you must know the bottom line. Know the least that you can go, the point that you cannot go beyond. Like if anybody offers you this, no, you can't take it. You must know that so that you don't always settle for less. Then always know what is it that you want. What is the end goal? What is your aim? If you don't know what you want, then you can't negotiate appropriately. Then always aim for a win-win. Don't just be selfish about it. You want to receive something extraordinary, but what extraordinary thing are you willing to give in return? That's the way it goes. It should be a win-win situation, and always be prepared to give up things to secure other things. Be flexible. Don't be rigid. You know, you can even, your negotiation may not work immediately. It may come with time. In 6 months' time, if I'm able to achieve this, will you give me that? Then always know as much as possible before you start. Right. Go for the best deal. Do your research. You want to go for that job. Find out how much people are typically paid in that company. You want to buy something. Go and make inquiries in a few other places first before you go where you're going to go and negotiate the deal, so that you'll be able to negotiate appropriately. Because if you beat it low at first, it's always difficult to go back to increase it. But if you increase it at first, take it high, then it's easier to come down. But if you have already settled for less, it's always kind of difficult to raise it. So that's why you need to do your research. You want to apply for a job. How much are people paid there? You know, you want to buy something, go and price it in different places. Yet you want to buy first. You want to buy a house. How much a house is worth in that area, so that you don't think you are going for a good deal only to find out later that you actually cheated yourself. All right. So that's rule 34. Now 35. 35 says small economies won't make you wealthy, but they will make you miserable. Right. So we have already established in this book, or we have learned from this book, that you need to block your money leaks, money holes that are taking money away from you, that are preventing you from being wealthy. But then it doesn't mean that you become miserable in life. It doesn't mean that you deprive yourself of some small pleasure that keep you going in life, the little things that you enjoy. So saving 200 naira here, 100 naira here, 1,000 naira here once in a while will not necessarily make you wealthy. There is one of the rules we are going to review very soon that I really like, and I agree with 1,000%, right? So those are the kind of things that will make you wealthy. We'll get there soon. But cutting out on small things that keep your life going will not necessarily make you wealthy if you are not making important money decisions in other areas of your life. You may just be suffering yourself. You may be denying yourself of the things that make your life interesting. And at the end of the day, you'll be miserable. It feels like it's so hard to become rich. Now, this is not to say that you have to be careless or you have to spend anyhow. No, you also have to cut down on some expenses, especially if you are saving up to be able to pursue something or purchase something that will bring you financial gains maybe in the future. Yeah, go for it. But being too frugal or overly stingy with yourself because you're trying to save or you're on a journey to becoming wealthy, everybody sees you to be suffering and they're all worried for you, like, what's going on? Are you not eating? You are drying up, and then all you have to say is that, oh, I'm trying to save, I'm trying to become rich. No, that's not what we're talking about, right? You should still eat well, because if you don't eat well, you end up in the hospital. You end up spending more money on drugs and hospital bills. So eat healthy, look good, right, but don't waste money. If you need to cut down on expenses that you know that are taking money away from you unnecessarily, do so. But it doesn't mean that you deny yourself totally of some pleasure. That's what we're talking about. Now, Rule 36 says, wealth comes from deals, not fees. And this is the what I was saying that I would come to. So to go straight to the point, the author has established, and I agree with him, that if we look at the richest people in the world today, or maybe in Africa, just try and imagine them. Maybe Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Dangote, and the likes. They are not doing 9-to-5 jobs. They are businessmen. They are buying and selling. They are making deals. They are negotiating. That is what brings the real money. There are people in paid employment, 9-to-5 jobs, who are doing very well financially, no doubt. But I also cast my mind back to it. Out of all the richest people in the world or the richest people in Africa, none of them is in any paid employment, is receiving salary. We have fine lawyers, doctors, financial advisors, engineers who are doing so well financially. But I don't remember any of them being named as one of the richest men in the world or the richest men in Africa. They are buying and selling. They are investing. They are making deals. They put in something to get something, and all of that. So real wealth comes from deals, not fees, not salaries. This is not in any way to say you should go and resign from your job. Please don't resign from your job. But what this is saying is that you have to also think of the deals that you can be making. You know something. What can you buy? What can you sell? What knowledge, what skill can you offer? You cut deals. There are some people who develop software, maybe for the government. They make good money, right? The contracts may not come all the time, but once that it comes like this, they make a lot of money, millions. That's what we're talking about. So you have to start buying and selling something if you are going to become a millionaire or billionaire in addition to your 9-to-5 job, right? So think about it. Just think about it. You may not leave your job immediately, but maybe eventually you will. What is it that you can be doing by the side? I'm so glad the day my eyes got opened to also start buying and selling. I'm telling you the truth. Like, oh, so this thing can be like this. Instead of waiting till month end to get salary, because that was what I also was used to. But eventually, I had to go into buying and selling as well. So that is what we're talking about. If you really want to become a millionaire, you just do one deal like this. In addition to your 9-to-5, imagine that you really don't have to rely on your salary anymore. You're just going to work because, yes, you love it. And at least you are helping other people. You are helping another organization grow. But not that your life depends on it, at least for the rest of your life. Even if you are doing a 9-to-5 job, it is always advisable you find something by the side to be doing. Get used to it. One of the greatest skills that you can learn in life is selling. The ability to convince somebody to buy something, they pay you for it and all of that. Right. So even the salary you are getting now, start thinking of it. It is a seed in your hand. You can use it to start buying and selling something. You can use it to go into something that you'll be making deals. There are so many people who go to the office every day. They are richer than their colleagues. Their colleagues are wondering, is this person stealing? No, the person is not stealing. The person is doing some other businesses by the side. You're buying and selling something. It's even fast money. Money is coming in frequently for you. Now, this is rule 37 and the last for today. It says, understand that working for others won't necessarily make you rich, but it might. There are some people who are better off in paid employment. They are okay. In fact, they know that if they go into business, they are going to fail. They are going to become miserable. Like the friend of the author who works in an insurance company. He's making good money. He's okay. He knows that if he goes into business, he may not make it, right? But then a lot of people don't rely on their jobs alone. This is very much related to Rule 36, that we just reviewed. So working for others won't necessarily make you rich. It makes some people rich. They are okay. At the same time, not everybody who is in business is making it. Not everybody who is in business is super wealthy or even wealthy at all. Some people are in business because they enjoy the freedom. They enjoy the freedom to wake up whenever they like, to work on their own terms, to hire other people. They like that boss feeling, right? It makes them good. But we're not talking about freedom. We're talking of prosperity, of being wealthy here, right? So if going into business will not make you wealthy, if you get a 9-to-5 job, that will bring you the kind of money that you like. But by the side, you can still be doing something. I don't think that it is safe for anybody to just rely on salaries in this age and time. What can you do by the side? Right. So think about it. Have an open mind. One thing I'm going to say is that the aim of this Rule 37 is not to say leave your job. No, I won't advise anybody leave your job. Everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. Everybody cannot go into business. Some people cannot even handle it. Business is hard. It's tough, especially in a place like Nigeria. It is not for the faint-hearted, right? But think of what you can do by the side. I know somebody who was working at the embassy, a foreign embassy. She was still doing home lessons, offering French classes to students abroad and even in Nigeria. Once she gets back in the evening, she cuts deals. She has students in different places. So she's not even relying on her salary. That's what we're talking about. Your mind has to be open to different opportunities. You have to invest. You invest something today and the investment starts yielding money for you little by little. But to be dogmatic and be so rigid, to hold on to just one job, right, may just be risky for you. We are treating the rules of wealth and we are now on Rule 37, which is the last for today's review. Right, so the stability of employment is a greater priority and you should stick to it if you cannot handle a business. But by all means, start thinking of what you can do by the side. It may be passive. You don't have to be actively involved. It may be an investment that is bringing money for you little by little. It may be something that you just sell. Maybe you supply some people something. There are construction projects going on around you. Why don't you move closer to them? What can I supply? They give you the contract to supply tissue paper. You supply it to make your money. But most times we close our eyes to opportunities. Opportunities are right in front of us. In front of us like this. But we cannot smell them. Because we are just carrying this notion around that, it's my job, it's this. This is what I learned in school. This is what I'm cut out to do. This is it. So opportunities pass. And we're wondering why some people who are not as qualified are making a lot of money. It's because they are open to opportunities. They are not afraid of rejection. They are not afraid to try. They are not afraid to approach somebody and say, oh, I can do this. Can you do carpentry? Yes, I can do. I'm a carpenter. I can do it. Does it mean that you will be the one to carry hammer and nail and go to the carpenter's shop? No. You look for good carpenters. You supervise the project. You tell them the specification. You monitor it. You supply it. You get the deal. Get your money, pay off the carpenter. That's how people become rich. Somebody is supplying furniture. Is the person a carpenter? No. Somebody is doing photography. Is it the one carrying camera around? No. You contract other people who are not exposed to such opportunities. You know some big men. You know some people who need something. Why don't you go and meet them? Cut the deal. Look for people to do the main job. pay those people. You get your own profit. Don't close your mind to opportunities. In your church, you are paying tithe and offering. They are doing building project. You don't think of anything to supply. Outsiders will get all the contracts, but you right inside the church, you are not thinking that, how can I also make money? This is my church. This is the house of God. No church member is thinking of anything. They will go and give all the contracts to outsiders because you have just conditioned your mind that this is what I can do. I am a teacher. I am an engineer. I am a pastor. Let us be open-minded. That is what we are talking about. Thank you so much. That will be all for tonight from The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady. And on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I can pull out of the... Yes, I agree with you, Mr. Adekunle. You're right. So tomorrow we're going to do rule 33, 34, 35, 36, and... No, sorry. We're going to do rule 38 to 42. Yes, 38 to 42. All right. Take good care. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, be intentional. Bye. You're welcome. Good night.